Hey everybody, how's it going? This is No Bones About Wrestling, and this is AEW Weekly. I'm one of your hosts, Asa. Hi. And this is my co-hostess with the mostest, Fabulous. And we're here to tell you about the week that was in AEW and look ahead to tonight, definitely. And look ahead a little towards All In. D Macho Nacho, what's up? I heard you're moving to our neck of the woods. Look forward to it. That'll be fun.
Look at the little picture of Bailey. Oh, his dog.
That's it.
It was cute.
Yeah, I did. I was watching the show, so that's why I wasn't able to talk to you earlier, DiMacho Nacho. Sorry about that. But yeah, that'll be fun, man. I can't wait. Hey, Switch, what's up? Let's go. I'm sure that's how he meant for that to sound.
It sounded just like that.
Let's go. All right.
Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Hey, hey, Scoob.
Yeah. Oh my
Let's go.
That's good. You can do that voice.
Huh?
Unlike all the other impressions that you do terribly. That was quite good.
Like, geez.
All right. Anyway. That sounds like Yoda.
That sounds like Yoda. Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Like, geez.
Why'd you tell us about Dynamite, Asa?
Like, do or do not. There is no try, man.
Not New Mexico. Mexico City, Mexico. Not New Mexico.
Anyways, we're going to talk about the matches. We're going to talk about ratings, rankings, all sorts of stuff. And we're going to get started now with the TV reports. First, AEW Dynamite. It was June 18th, Mexico City, Mexico, for Grand Slam, Mexico. And this was a great show. They definitely set it up to be that way, and they nailed it, I would say, yeah?
Oh, out of the park.
So the show opened up with a 14-man tag team match, which going into it, I was doubtful that I might enjoy it or not, you know? But it was very good.
Mm-hmm.
So on one side, you had Bandito, Templario, Atlantis Jr. I should mention Bandito, the Ring of Honor World Champion. You have Brody King, former TNT champ Daniel Garcia, and current TNT champ Adam Cole.
You're saying championships. Brody King.
I was just about to.
No, you're going to talk about Brody King and how.
Brody King was a former Trios champion.
Okay.
On the other team, the heels, we had Hechicero, former tag team champion Dax Harwood. We had Proto Shita, that's the team of Kyle Fletcher and former international champ Konosuke Takeshita. We also had Lance Archer, Josh Alexander, and Volador Jr. on that team. That's a lot of fucking people in one match.
And in case you were wondering, Kyle Fletcher is former Ring of Honor television champion and former Ring of Honor tag team champion.
Oh, I don't give out all the Ring of Honor belts because I don't know those.
I do.
So what was strange is Atlantis Jr. is on the face team. All the other faces were wildly cheered. Atlantis Jr. was booed without remorse by this crowd.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
Deafening boos.
I'm not sure why. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe he's not as good as his father, maybe?
I feel like Wolf...
He seemed pretty goddamn good to me. So
I think he wrestles as a heel in Mexico, is what Wolf told me, if I'm remembering correctly.
As a rudo.
What?
In Mexico, there are not faces and heels. There are técnicos, which are the good guys, and rudos, which are the bad guys.
You sound like Senor Chang when he's trying to teach Spanish.
Técnicos
America
and rudos. You sound like Senor Chang.
Good, I love him.
Anyways, it was a very good match. Atlantis pinned Dax Harwood with a roll-up, actually. And the faces got the win. Very good match. 4.5 bones. The Luchadors, Bandito, Templario, Atlantis Jr. were flying all over the place for the face team. And they were great. They really made this match. They really elevated this match. And as I said, 4.5 bones. Great match. Great way to open up the show with all this star power. Mid-card star power, but star power nonetheless.
I'm raising my hand.
Yeah, you don't need to raise your hand.
AEW is using the roll-up pin too frequently, and I don't like it.
Well, I don't mind it.
But it's like all the time. Toni Storm, like out of her last like 20 matches,
Yeah,
19 and a half of them have been roll-up pins.
that's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not true.
It is
It's probably
true.
like 5 of the last 6 or something
I
like
like
that.
to exaggerate. Don't
All
rain
right.
on my exaggeration parade. But it's too often.
I don't mind it. It's
It's sneaky.
well, it's sneaky, but it's less predictable than having finishers always finish the match. It's nice to have a little.
It would be nice to have a mix. Is that what you're going to say? It would be nice to have a little mix.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah, but we're not getting a mix. We're getting roll up pin, roll up pin, roll up pin.
That's fine. Antonio says up next AEW Dynamite. Yeah, just to remind everyone, we're doing an AEW Dynamite watch along at 7:55. It will be on a different what's the word? Feed, different stream than this. So you'll when this one's over, you'll have to find us again at 7:55. But if you like and subscribe, then it will just tell you when we've started. So that's the easy way. But it will be at the same place on X and on YouTube that we are right now. So that's easy also. But this match, I'll tell you one other notable thing I want to talk about very quickly is Brody King came out with a t-shirt on that said abolish ICE. Of course, talking about Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, here in America.
Oh, I don't know what that stood for.
Yeah. So, Kay, let me ask you, do you have any interest in wrestlers inserting their politics into pro wrestling matches?
Yes, because I think that people like to get to know wrestlers as people and not just these like vague superstars, because this isn't WWE. And so, yes, I think it's fine for them to incorporate their politics. Do I particularly care? Like me personally? No, I do not. But I have zero problem with it. Unless they're advocating for the injury of other humans or the death of certain humans, then I care. But they weren't, so I don't care.
Well, I will tell you, I definitely care. It's the same thing with non-predetermined sports, football, basketball, whatever. People are watching to escape everyday stuff. They're watching to escape reality. I'm not interested in your political opinions. Shut up and wrestle. Same thing with a basketball player. Shut up and dribble. People are not interested in your political opinions. And maybe they are, but you can do that on Twitter. You can do that elsewhere, anywhere outside of the game. People are not watching the game for you to get your political opinions out there.
The match hadn't started yet. I took it off for the match.
Yeah, but I'm not. But wrestling's different. Wrestling, here's the difference: is everything can be planned out. So we super don't need to see or hear about your political beliefs because you're supposed to be a character. And for you to commentate on this, real world stuff when you're a character in this world of make believe, you know,
The world of make believe is not in Middle Earth. It's in fucking America.
yeah,
It's
but
based in reality.
yeah,
It's not like
still
there's no,
wrestling
like,
is a world
dragons.
of make believe, and it should stay that way.
I disagree with you.
You got good guys, you got bad guys, you got all sorts of stuff that doesn't have to do with reality. We don't need to mix reality in there. Life is depressing enough. And I'm not saying this because I'm saying I agree with Brody King. I'm not saying this because I disagree with Brody King. I'm just saying I don't care what your political beliefs are. Leave them the fuck out of wrestling. Leave them out. We don't need these t-shirts. We don't need, you know, cute little signs. We don't need any of that shit. I don't want to hear about politics when I'm watching wrestling. I don't want to hear it.
I think that celebrities, especially people in sports who have a platform to share what they feel is the right thing and their personal opinion, then they don't see a problem with using that platform and their celebrity to further their cause.
Well, if your fans don't like it, there's a problem. And
I've only heard you not like it.
I don't like it. Well, Switch saying right now, I agree with Asa. You can voice that stuff on social media.
Okay, there's two of you.
Yeah, exactly. Put it on social media. That way the people who really do care about what you have to say, they can see it, and the rest of us don't have to be bothered with it.
I don't think he was wearing it for you when he wrestled in Mexico, though. I feel like he was wearing it for the Mexican people.
I understand, but he's also wearing it for the viewers of the TV show.
Yeah.
And it's also going out to the viewers of the TV show. So he should think about, you know,
It did get AEW on mainstream news networks for the first time ever.
like I said, it's not a yeah, but how many of those people are gonna that? Here's my part of my point. How many of those people are gonna see that shirt and be like, "Oh fuck them! I'm not gonna watch that company."
Or
A lot, and that is why it's shit like that.
Holy shit! There's another company besides WWE that has wrestling. I didn't know that. I'm gonna tune into it.
But too bad this motherfucker's wearing an Abolish Ice shirt. You know, fuck them. I'm not watching that. See, here's the thing. Here's why Michael Jordan never, and I love Michael Jordan, and here's why he never got involved in politics when he was playing basketball. Is as he famously said, he said, Republicans buy shoes too. And that's the thing. And that's why I don't make.
Isn't that very statement saying that he's a Democrat?
Yeah, but the point is he's not getting involved in things. He's not going and endorsing candidates and helping these causes and things like this and putting it out publicly. He did a lot of that, but he waited until he was retired to do it. That's the thing.
I don't think it matters at all.
It totally matters.
I don't give a fuck.
And that's the thing is that's the reason I don't talk politics on here. You know, again, I'm not talking about my political opinions. I'm talking about my wrestling opinions. I don't want to see politics. Is my wrestling opinion, not my political opinion.
I do.
You know, it's the same reason.
Politics on here, but I don't care at all if they talk about it in wrestling.
What?
I said I care deeply if we talk about politics on here. I do not want that. But in wrestling, I don't care one way or the other.
Right. We're not here to talk politics, so I don't talk about my political opinions on this show. And the number one reason for that
is so I don't get fired.
And so you don't get fired from your job. The number two reason for that is people aren't here to hear it. The same way people watching a wrestling show aren't watching it to hear that stuff. And also, I don't want to turn off, half of our audience. And that's the same thing with AEW. They shouldn't even allow that stuff. You don't want to turn off portions of your audience just because of individual wrestlers' beliefs. So I said my piece.
I support the decision.
I just want to, as you said, it was on mainstream news this week. So I thought it was something we needed to address. Yeah, definitely. Anyways, all right. So the Faces won the match. Up next, we had a non-title match. We had Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada of the Callis family, accompanied by Don Callis. And he took on Mark Briscoe of the Conglomeration. And this was a good one. Stiff, hard-hitting match, as you would expect. These two went at each other pretty well here. I quite enjoyed it. And eventually, Okada pinned Briscoe after hitting the Rainmaker. He could have pinned him a minute earlier, but he wanted to get his finisher in. So he hit the Rainmaker and pinned Briscoe. I give this one 4 bones out of 5.
Do you think he wanted to hit the Rainmaker because he knew a roll-up pin is boring? Just kidding.
I don't think Okada does roll up pins. That's not his deal.
Yeah.
Up next, we had Mystico, perhaps the most popular wrestler in Mexico, taking on former world champion MJF, accompanied by tag team champions the Hurt Syndicate and MVP. And this was a very entertaining match. Got off to a great start. MJF came out in his American flag tights.
With the giant Uncle Sam on half of it.
Exactly. And
he's keeping up the MVP thing with the MJF thing. I like it.
Those tights were pretty awesome. Mystico, his tights were awesome too, but nowhere near as cool as MJF's. Yeah. Nowhere near as cool as MJF's tights, though. But this was a good one. Good technical wrestling. High flying from Mystico. MJF, he's really started showing that he can. And Switch saying they give this match a lot of time. Yeah.
I think it was an appropriate amount of time. Like, I don't think it was too much time.
No, I don't think that's what he meant.
Yeah,
but-
I don't think so. That was saying.
Yeah, MJF is really showing he can wrestle well with anyone. He's starting to become one of those guys, and that's I thought he had that in him, and we're really starting to see it. He's just one of the best in the world all around. I think.
Yeah.
Wrestling and mic skills put together, he's one of the best. He's one of the. If you're taking everything into account, not just wrestling, he's got to be one of the 10 best in the company. Probably one of the 5.
1 of the 10 best?
Okay, I'll take it. One of the 5 best in the company. If you're taking,
I would put him in the top 3.
Wrestling and mic skills. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll say top 5. He might be higher than 5.
Who'd you put above him?
I'm just saying top 5.
Okay.
Top 5.
Going top 3.
Ospreay's good enough on the mic. He gets me fired up. And same with Kenny Omega. And they're both way better wrestlers than MJF, so the wrestling goes a long way.
But that's not just mic and wrestling. There's also character.
And Kenny Omega's character he's awesome. And Will Ospreay's character is he says bruv a lot, and he's the best wrestler in the world. Yeah. And he's cocky.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what order I would put people. MJF might be number 1 if you're looking at for all around mic and wrestling. I don't know.
Toni Storm is number 1. Get over yourself. Then MJF.
She's the number 1 woman for sure, far and away. I don't know about overall.
Overall mic skills, I'm giving her number 1.
Oh, overall mic skills, probably number 1. But I'm talking about everything, total package, not Lex Luger, just the total package. That might be an interesting list to make.
All right.
You know, mic and wrestling, who are the best all around in the company? That might be interesting to do. Anyways, back to Mystico and MJF. Mystico eventually won by disqualification after MJF kicked him in the cock and balls. And so Mystico got the DQ win. And after the match, MJF unmasked Mystico, which the match was over, but in Mexico, that would be a disqualification. But these matches were under AEW rules, so it wouldn't have meant anything. But again, the match was already over. But MJF unmasked him, stole the mask, and wore it himself. And later, though, who was it? Templario came out? Is that who came out?
Well, a bunch of them came out.
Several luchadors came out, but I think Templario was the one who got the mask off of MJF and returned it to Mystico.
Mystico had a different mask on. Someone brought him a new mask.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And also, what is their name? Like Jet Speed.
Jet Speed.
Yeah, they came out to
Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a new mask, are you sure?
I am fairly certain, but I'm not positive.
Oh, I'm not positive either, so who knows? He got a mask.
It looked like it was like almost entirely silver, whereas his previous mask was not.
Well, he ended up getting a mask.
Yeah.
Whether it was new or whether they got it back from MJF, he got a mask. So he didn't have to leave with unmasked. This was a very good match. 4 bones out of 5. I give it.
Oh no, Switch has a crazy storm going on.
This is the time of year for it.
Yeah. Hopefully you'll have power and be able to do Dynamite with us later.
Yeah, Switch there will be joining us for AEW Dynamite at 8 o'clock. Switch and Wolf and K Fabulous and I say 8 o'clock, 7:55 is when we start. We had the 4 million pesos match. It wouldn't be million. That's not the Spanish word for million.
Yeah, so maybe you should stop saying.
Well, I'm trying to make it as Spanish as I can. It's the Mexico Grand Slam.
It is.
So I'm trying to make it Mexican.
I see.
It's the 4 million pesos match. So we had Ricochet, Hologram, Leo Rush, and Mascara Dorada. Oh wait, Mascara. That's how it is. Mascara Dorada. And Leo Rush was accompanied by Action Andretti.
Antonio saying Ace Face Asa, and then a flex.
I like it. Excellent match. I mean, what can you even say about a match with these four in it? Just back and forth, back and forth. Amazing move after amazing move. Leo Rush hit like 2 poison Ranas in a row. Hologram, it's so good to see him back on television. He'd been gone for, it felt like 2 months. I'm not sure how long he was really gone, but that's what it felt like. It's great to see him back on television. He's one of my favorites in AEW, if not my favorite. And he put in a great performance. Ricochet, of course.
Can I say one thing that I didn't particularly care for in this match? Like, this is my match of the night, and I love this match, and I'm not talking shit about the match, but I feel like at the beginning, they were treating it as a tag team match, where they, like, definitely divided into teams, and I'm glad it didn't last the whole match, because that's not what I wanted to see.
Ricochet and Leo Rush versus Hologram and Mascara Dorada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that? Like it was a tag match at the beginning?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Where they weren't going all after each other. Yeah. They weren't all out going after every man. Yeah. Well, it was just a dynamic, you got two faces and two heels, and they wanted to.
Plus, then they had that moment when there was finally like the two partners in the ring of like, oh, now they have to face each other. I get it. It's just not. It went on too long for me. The divided teams.
But terrific match. Hologram pinned Leo Rush after hitting the portal bomb, which is where he grabs a man and spins around a bunch of times and drops him down like kind of like a Blue Thunder Bomb type maneuver. And Hologram got the win, won the 4 million pesos, and this match 5 bones out of 5. This is the match of the night for Dynamite, and this is also, I hope I'm not spoiling anything for you. This is the AEW match of the week. Hey, so what's in that can? Put it down and get some water.
Thank you, Switch.
I'm drinking new Sprite Zero Sugar Chill.
Oh, it's like a different flavor?
It's lemon lime.
Isn't Sprite always lemon lime?
I mean, I'm sorry, lemon. It's cherry lime.
Oh,
cherry lime.
Hand that over here.
Not lemon lime. I need some water. I could use some water, actually. No, thank you.
Oh, I'm not a fan of that.
I like it.
At least it's 0 sugar. True.
So yeah, pardon me. Hologram got the win there. Great match. Up next, we had the CMLL women's title match. The champion, Zeuxis, defended against the TBS champion, Mercedes Moné, still undefeated in women's singles matches. And she has like 5 other belts or something like that, too. This was a pretty good match. I enjoyed it. There was a little awkwardness, but I'm not sure if these two women have ever worked together before. It didn't ruin the match or anything. It was a good match, but just a little awkwardness. Mercedes Moné pinned Zeuxis after an arm whip off the middle rope. Zeuxis was setting up for a move, and Moné grabbed her arm, whipped her over, and got the pin and won. She is the new CMLL women's champion. So she has, I don't know, 6 belts now? I don't know how many she has. A bunch.
I thought it was 5, but maybe it's 6.
I don't know. I've lost track.
The best part though was when Tony came out after the match, and
let me give the rating real quick before. I gave that match 3.5 bones out of 5.
But like when Tony came out and suplexed her, and all the belts went flying and off in different directions, that was delightful.
Yeah. And switches. Ooh, I like them earrings, Kay. You got to really show them. They're blending with the chair.
I got some lightning bolts.
Yeah.
I also have these in hot pink and lime green.
Black lightning bolts.
Tony Storm told me she liked my earrings when I wore these and met her.
Oh.
Fun fact.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Thank you for noticing, Switch. I appreciate it.
So up next, the main event. We had a 10-man tag match. We had Will Ospreay, former international champ, team up with former world champ Swerve Strickland, and the current world trios champs, the Ops. That's a team of Katsuyori Shibata, former TNT champ Powerhouse Hobbs, and former world champ Samoa Joe. And those five took on the Beast Mortos, world champion John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, both of the Death Riders, and former tag champs and trios champs, the Young Bucks. And this a very good one, as you can tell just from hearing who was in the match.
Yeah.
Very good, a lot of back and forth offense. Pretty much the match you would expect it would be, and I mean that in a good way. Yeah, just a very good match. Well worked. Everybody got their shit in, and everybody looked great. I thought. Yeah, I don't have a lot negative to say about this. I gave it 4 bones out of 5. Moxley got the pin. That snake Moxley got the pin, and they sent the heels out winning, which is what you want to do when you go to a foreign country. Send the heels out winning, and that way they got a reason to come back next time.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that ending, and yeah, good
That's
show,
interesting.
great show, good match, great show.
I hadn't thought about that as far as like why have the heels win
Yeah.
at the end. Interesting.
That way people are like, man, it was a great show, but I can't believe Moxley won.
Yeah.
That's like you got to come back.
They clearly don't watch AEW if they can't believe Moxley won.
Well, so, I mean,
I know,
something to that effect.
Okay.
Something to that effect.
So then we have Collision.
We had Collision.
Where was that?
Somewhere in Washington, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was in Seattle.
Well, it was elsewhere, but they called it Seattle. I'm trying to find it in my notes here. June 21st. In some place they called Seattle. We opened up with a non-title match. World champion, leader of the Death Riders, taking on AR Fox. Strange, but cool way to start out the show. Hey.
Quickly. Come here, baby.
You get her.
I will be right back.
Sorry about that. Dog's freaking out. Anyways, so John Moxley and AR Fox start the show off. Moxley beat AR Fox by knockout. Sorry about all that, y'all. Moxley beat AR Fox by knockout to the chokehold. And good match, as you would have mentioned, between these two. AR Fox doing his aerial stuff and all, as always, breaking out moves that no one else does. Very good match, 4 bones out of 5. And Moxley was wrestling kind of a different style than he usually does. A little bit more technical than usual. And that's the thing, Moxley can wrestle. He can brawl. He can do the technical thing. He can wrestle not as a high flyer, but wrestle against high flyers. I mean, he's one of the best doing it today, no doubt. What?
Do you have dog treats in your pocket?
Up next, we had an 8-man tag team match. It was Proto Sheeta. That's again, that is Kyle Fletcher and former international champ Konosuke Takeshita, teaming up with FTR, former world tag team champions. And the other team was Ring of Honor world champ Bandito, former TNT champ Daniel Garcia, current TNT champ Adam Cole, and former international champ Roderick Strong. So some pretty strong, no pun intended.
Yes, it was.
Pun intended, yeah. Pretty strong teams in this 8-man tag here. Good match. It's nice. I like the team of Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita together. I think it's a really good pairing.
What is that called? Protoshita?
Protoshita.
Yeah.
Or Protoshita. Protoshita.
I think it's Protoshita.
I think it's Protoshita. But see, that doesn't make sense because it's Konosuke Takeshita. So it'd be Protoshita.
Yeah, but that sounds stupid. Just like TJ is TJ, even though her name is Ty.
Hey, what's up, Eric?
Hey.
Well, anyways, whatever they're called. I guess it's Proto Sheeta. I don't know.
Mhm.
I never get to hear the shows because we're always talking to y'all on the watch along.
Yeah.
So I don't get to hear the announcers very much, unfortunately.
Well, if my way is the wrong way of saying it, then I'm saying it the not stupid way.
Well,
Well,
but still, we
there's
want to
that.
make sure we call them what they're called.
Yeah.
Anyways, Proto Sheeta. That doesn't sound right. And FTR got the win. Dax Harwood pinned Roderick Strong. Good match. 4 bones out of 5. Good 8-man tag there.
Yeah, I guess that makes it sound like Hikaru Shida is the other partner.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that until listening to you say it.
Protosta.
Like toast.
No, it's like Protostar and Takeshita. Protosta.
Protosta.
No. Up next, former world champ Swerve Strickland taking on the leader of Shane Taylor Enterprises, Shane Taylor. And I don't know where the fuck they dusted him off.
Did he change it to Enterprises?
Promotions. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Promotions.
Okay. I was like, what?
Shane Taylor Promotions. I always think it's Enterprises.
I
It's
always
promotion.
think it's productions.
Oh, isn't it promotions?
I think it's promotions. I always think it's productions.
Anyway, I don't know where the fuck they went to find him. He'd been gone for a while. We were not looking forward to this, but it was better than I expected. It was a good match. The result was a foregone conclusion. Swerve hit the house call and got the pin for the win. 3.5 bones out of 5, though. It was a good match, which
I've never said before about Shane Taylor.
I think maybe one. I've seen maybe one good Shane Taylor match before Collision on Saturday. But yeah, it was a good match. Up next, we had the newest conglomeration member, Hologram.
Yeah.
In an intergender 6-person tag match. Hologram, Willow Nightingale, and Mark Briscoe. They teamed up to face the MXM collection.
You want to touch tips?
No, I don't want to touch your fucking tip.
He hates them.
I hate them. The
That's
MXM collection and Taya Valkyrie was their partner.
I loved them until the fashion show, and then when I wasted my time, my precious wrestling time, for that shit, then I was upset and stopped liking them.
It's one of the biggest wastes of time
Yeah.
I've ever seen in wrestling.
Yeah.
Anyways, here, Hologram, Nightingale, and Mark Briscoe got the win. Briscoe pinned Mansoor after an elbow drop. And this was a good match. 3.5 bones out of 5. Not MXM Collection and Tide. They're to lose, and they did an okay job of losing. I hate the MXM Collection, but this was a good match.
Switch saying just the tip, Asa.
No, not even the tip. Up next, we had a cool tag match. A very good matchup. Intriguing matchup. And the kind of new team of Jet Speed, which is Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey. I always almost call him Mark, you know?
I heard that, yes.
Speedball Mike Bailey. And they took on the Gates of Agony. And this Jet Speed.
You're not going to say the Gates of Agony team members'
You
names?
can tell their names.
But you love them so much. You should know them.
You can tell their names.
It's Toa Leona and Bishop Khan.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. You can never remember that.
But it was a cool matchup. You know, the Jet Speed, those two members flipping and flying everywhere, and the Gates of Agony trying to make it slow it down and make it a power match, trying to use their power moves on them and disable their flight abilities a little bit. So it was cool. Jet Speed actually got the win, which you would consider, just looking at them, you would consider an upset win, but the Gates of Agony almost never get to win. So it wasn't that big of an upset.
Mm-hmm.
But Knight pinned Bishop Khan after a UFO frog splash. And as I said, good match. 4 bones out of 5.
Something worthy of note with this match is that Ricochet was on commentary, and after the match and during the match, he was very complimentary of the Gates of Agony, kind of hinting at maybe the Gates of Agony being the people he's trying to recruit.
And that would be a great
That would be awesome.
teaming. Them as kind of his muscle henchmen.
Yeah.
And maybe the Gates of Agony would get some fucking wins out of it too, you know? That would be nice. And Switch here saying Jet Speed is already good. Can't wait till they get more reps together. They had a few botches. Yeah, just a couple.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're going for amazing moves, you're gonna have some botches in there.
I like to call them mistimings and not botches.
Well, I'll call them botches.
I like to call them not botches.
It's a botch. But
Jericho convinced me that we shouldn't say botches.
Oh well. I don't celebrate them like a lot of online people do because I don't want anyone to fail at their job that I'm watching. I'm not celebrating them. I'm just saying that's what it is. A fuck up. It's a botch. A botch is a nice way of saying a fuck up. So at least I'm not saying a fuck up.
An even nicer way of saying a mistake.
Anyway, that's the wrestling parlance. Is to say botch.
I know. So
Jet Speed got the win there. To close the show, at least the wrestling main event, was an 8-woman tag match. We saw Ring of Honor World Champion Athena team up with the undefeated Tekla, Penelope Ford, and Megan Bayne, and they took on former Women's World Champ Thunder Rosa, Ty Mello, and Anna Jay, the team of Tay J, and Queen Aminata. And this was a nice way to end the show. All 8 women did their thing. They looked good. They all did their jobs and looked good doing it. And the match ended. Athena hit Thunder Rosa with her belt and then pinned her. Good match. Athena, Tekla, Ford, and Bayne get the win. And 4 bones out of 5 on this one.
Something.
Oh wait, I saw a Tekla shirt and I really want it. And
You're insulting me for that.
And it says the Toxic Spider on the back, and it's like a neon green, kind of like a nuclear warning sign, but it's also a spider descending out of its web.
Nuclear warning signs aren't green.
No, but this one is. It's on her shirt.
Oh.
That's why I said it's kind of a nuclear warning.
Oh, I thought even the color was kind of like a nuclear warning sign.
No, the design, the symbol.
I gotcha.
And then there's a spider descending. It looks awesome.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it.
Anyway, so what I was going to say about the match you'd already just talked about, Queen Aminata, we were kind of hard on her last week for her lack of selling and lack of appearing to care for wrestling.
Lack of professionalism.
Yes, yeah. And I feel like she made up for it in this match. She was very good at selling. She sold pretty much every move that came her way, as far as I saw. So I'm glad she has snapped out of it. Switch saying the Spider Lady, my second fave female wrestler in AEW.
There you go.
Nice.
Tekla. Yeah, I'm quickly becoming a fan.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll get myself a Tekla shirt and I'll get you a woman shirt too. And then you'll be sated.
Weirdo.
All right, coming up next. Wait. It's an AEW news roundup. Eric Tate saying, I hate spiders. Oh, especially nuclear ones, yeah.
The Queen just needs to stop the butt stuff. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I don't care for that.
Okay, to the news. News.
The AEW news roundup.
Yes. So we're going to start with our injury report as per usual. Buddy Matthews is progressing slower than he'd like in his recovery from an ankle injury. Matthews has been out of action since hurting his ankle this February at Grand Slam Australia. The injury happened while he was making his entrance at the show, but Matthews was still able to continue with the match and compete in front of his home country fans, losing to Kazuchika Okada. In a recent post on Instagram Live, Matthews says, the ankle is not recovering as well as I thought it would be. There's no mobility to it. If I can't have mobility, I can't move properly. Once it hits 3 months without healing, it becomes chronic. I thought I'd be back in the ring in April, so I'm sorry for Buddy.
That's sad to hear.
Yeah, hopefully things get moving in his ankle and he can come back.
I hope so.
Megan Bain is not actually the reason why Harley Cameron had surgery recently. On Saturday, Cameron posted an update to social media following her recent nose surgery. In an AEW storyline, the surgery was a result of being dropped face first onto steel steps by Megan Bain on the May 28th edition of Dynamite. However, Brian Alvarez is reporting that the injury has a work to cover a previously scheduled procedure. There's no timeline for Cameron's return to action. She did, however, I don't know if you saw this, she posted an image of herself with swollen and bandaged face on Saturday, along with the caption, "Well, I can't see much right now, but revenge is starting to look really good." Jim Ross is on the mend and still planning to attend AEW All in Texas at Globe Life Field next month. During the latest episode of J.R. Grillin, J.R., the legendary podcaster, shared an update of undergoing colon cancer surgery late last month. Ross says he's getting better one day at a time. Quote, "Just trying to heal and get better. That's kind of my goal right now, taking it a day at a time." Ross says his doctors are confident that they got all the cancer during the surgery, which is great news.
JR's had quite a few health problems in the last several years, yeah, so.
And then an update on an injury that I didn't know was an injury. AEW wrestler Hook says that he's been recovering from a concussion, but should be back in the ring soon. Appearing on Thursday's Wrestling Observer Live, Hook noted that in his recent AEW absence, it's related to a concussion he suffered. Teaming with Samoa Joe against Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta and of the Death Riders. During the April 9th match, Hook appeared to vomit twice, once during the match and once in a post-match angle where Castagnoli gave Hook a neutralizer on a steel chair. The video of Hook throwing up went viral on X. It was initially reported that he had not suffered a concussion in the match, but his own statement on Wrestling Observer Live refutes that.
How do I not remember that? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that either.
I don't remember that. I see every AEW show.
I remember.
I don't remember that.
I remember him looking like he was getting sick during the match, but I don't remember that after the match.
I don't remember that at all.
I could be wrong. I could also just be imagining it in my mind. Who knows?
It's very likely.
Yes. So on to the news.
The news.
AEW Collision averaged 426,000 viewers on TNT. That's up 7.3% from the previous episode that aired on Wednesday in a 4-hour block with Dynamite. In the 18 to 49 demo, Collision finished 13th on primetime cable charts with a 0.10 rating. That's up 11.1% from last week's Wednesday broadcast. Wednesday night's special Grand Slam Mexico episode of Dynamite averaged 736,000 viewers on TBS. That's up 23.3% from last week. This is the best audience total for the show since July 24th of last year. So awesome.
Yeah, great ratings for Dynamite.
For real. Dynamite drew a 0.21 rating in the 18 to 49 demo. That's up 23.5% from last week and is the highest rating the show has done in that category since November 13th, 2024.
I'll tell you, Max doesn't, I don't think they release their figures.
They do.
Do they?
Well, yeah, because sometimes they'll update them on.
Yeah. But, well, whatever. Between Max and, TBS or TNT, AEW is catching up to WWE in terms of viewership. Not in terms of money. Don't get me wrong, not earnings, I mean.
Well, isn't one of them like negative 200 billion or some shit, or 20, 24
well, that's
billion?
TKO. That's their parent company.
I know.
Not WWE.
Yeah, but if a parent goes broke, so does the kid.
That's true, but
Sorry.
but that's not what we're talking about here. But yeah, AEW, Raw's viewership has declined while AEW's has steadily increased.
It's because it's like 7 hours long.
What, Raw?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like 7 of the 7 hours is talking.
7 of the 7 hours? Yeah. I'm not a fan.
But that's fine if you are. So can I move on with the news?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. As part of Wednesday's AEW Grand Slam Mexico at Arena Mexico, there were several matches taped before and after the broadcast for a future Ring of Honor versus CMLL Global War show. If you don't want a spoiler for that, turn your sound off for like a minute. The big headline coming out of the proceedings was an appearance by a former AEW World Champion, Bryan Danielson, who came out to aid Blue Panther at the end of the final match. Danielson was in the crowd with Chris Hero during Tuesday's AEW and ROH versus CMLL show. It was his first appearance since losing the AEW World title to Jon Moxley at last October's Wrestle Dream, for which I will never forgive him. After their first match against each other went so well, Athena is hoping to have a more expansive storyline with Mercedes Moné. It left me wanting so much more. It left me wanting to do a full storyline with Mercedes Moné, the ROH Women's World Champion, told Sports Illustrated about their first meeting. I feel like I hold myself on such a high pedestal because I feel like I always have people depending on me, down from my indie company, which is Metroplex Wrestling in Texas, which I didn't know about, down to the ROH locker room. We put our hearts on a platter. I feel like that in that moment, I was proud of myself. Do you want to go ahead and hear the upcoming matches for Dynamite?
Yes. What is on Dynamite tonight?
On Dynamite tonight, we have Kota Ibushi, who made an appearance during.
Wait, before that, I think we have the Grandstander.
Oh.
He says, over a full gallon of elderberry wine in Mississippi one evening after a show, Dick Murdoch told me the two things we all lie about are what we earn and what we paid for. Our car, job, whatever. Memories. Two things we all lie about. Interesting.
Well, one thing I won't lie about are the upcoming matches on AEW Dynamite.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you. So please remember that this past week, we had Ibushi make a reappearance. And we will see him versus Callis family member Trent Beretta. And one of his few matches he's had since he's back. So
Yeah.
Injury recoverer versus injury recoverer.
That's cool.
We have a 4-way for the number 1 spot in the All In Casino Gauntlet match, which is another thing we have coming at All In now. Konosuke Takeshita versus Mark Briscoe versus Roderick Strong versus Bandito is in one of the matches. There's a second 4-way for a number 1 spot in the Casino Gauntlet for the Women's Gauntlet, which is brand new this year. Is Willow Nightingale versus Athena versus Thunder Rosa versus Chris Statlander. And then we have the Hurt Syndicate will appear live.
Not telling us a whole lot about tonight, are they?
No, except for those awesome 4-way matches.
Yeah, that's about it.
I mean, this was also, I didn't check AEW Twitter, which sometimes he announces earlier in the day things for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But this was according to the Wrestling Observer, as is all of our news.
Let's see.
So for All In Texas, do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, All In. What do we got coming up?
We got.
It hasn't changed a whole lot, but go ahead.
Well, we got it almost doubled.
Oh, true. That's true. Never mind.
AEW World Champion Jon Moxley is defending against Hangman Adam Page. AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm will defend her belt against Mercedes Moné, who is not putting any belts on the line. We have a winner-take-all match for the AEW Unified Championship with Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada versus International Champion Kenny Omega. We have a men's casino gauntlet match, and we have a women's casino gauntlet match. I am expecting some big fucking returns during those two matches, or I will be upset. There better be a Juice Robinson. That is what I am saying.
Wow, I kind of think there might be a Juice Robinson.
There better be.
Have they announced what those matches are for? What the winners of those get?
I mean, I haven't heard.
I haven't heard either.
You're the one that told me about the matches happening, so yeah. I would know from you.
Maybe they'll talk about it tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe they will. Well, it's time for the top fives. Your AEW top 5 rankings for men, women, and teams. Each week, we look out into the boundless glories of our universe. We stare at the stars We look at the constellations, we examine them very carefully, and we ask for the universe to speak to us and tell us the rankings for a wrestling company. And luckily enough, the universe answered back. And so these are our top 5 rankings. We'll start with the women. Number 5, down from number 4 last week, Julia Hart, who was last in action against Toni Storm and lost in a non-title match, but looked good while doing it. Number 4, making her way back into the top 5, first time in a while, is Ring of Honor World Champion Athena, who is in that Casino Gauntlet match tonight, or excuse me, the Casino Gauntlet number 1 entrant match tonight. Mm-hmm. Number 3, she is still undefeated in AEW, just 2-0, but still undefeated. Very impressive so far. Tekla, same spot as she was last week, number 3. Also in the same spot, number 2, Mercedes Moné. She's the TBS champion. She's the CMLL champion. She won the Owen Hart Cup. She's the number 1 contender to the women's world title, and she's getting the title shot at All In, as Kay just told us.
Her dreams will be crushed.
Don't you think?
By the mighty fist that is Toni Storm.
So Toni Storm, number 1, who's been there for weeks. Toni Storm, the women's world champion. Mm-hmm. Don't you think if Storm is putting up her world title, you think Monet should have to put up at least one of her belts?
I'd say at least half.
She should put up half?
Half the belts.
Toni only puts up 1?
Yeah.
I think that should be 1 for 1.
No, because her belt is more important than all of those other belts.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so 3-1.
Okay. So for the women, that's number 1, Toni Storm. Number 2, Mercedes Moné. Number 3, Tekla. Number 4, Athena. And number 5, Julia Hart. And so next I'm going to do teams. And number 5, down all the way from number 1, they didn't have a match this week. The Hurt Syndicate Trios team of Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, of course, the tag champs, and MJF. They got a win last week, but we're not in action this week. Number 4, new to the top 5, the team of Proto Shita. We think that's how you say it. The team of Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita, who didn't have a tag match, but they were on the winning end of, what was that, the 10-man tag?
I thought it was 8-man, but maybe it's 10.
Might have been 8-man.
Because they were with FTR. And they were wrestling at
8-man tag.
Atlanta's
8-man tag, yeah. Number 3, they lost to Jet Speed, but look great doing it. They're back in the top 5 for the first time in a while, and that's the Gates of Agony. Number 2, their first match together, but it was great, and they beat MXM Collection and Taya Valkyrie, and that's the Conglomeration Trios team of Hologram, Mark Briscoe, and Willow Nightingale. Stop it. Stop.
I'll be right back.
And that's a strange team there.
But it means the conglomeration is alive and well.
Yeah, that's how the conglomeration works, yeah. Number 1 this week, first time in the top 5, and they're number 1, Jet Speed, who we were talking about earlier, how quickly they've come on, even though they're a new team. And that's Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey. So that's number 1, Jet Speed. Number 2, Hologram, Briscoe, and Nightingale. Number 3, Gates of Agony. Number 4, Proto Shita. And number 5, the Hurt Syndicate Trios team. And so now, last but not least, the men's top 5. Number 5, he got the disqualification win over MJF at Grand Slam Mexico. And that is one of the most popular Mexican wrestlers there is, Mystico, back in the top 5. Also back in the top 5, he beat Mark Briscoe in a non-title match, and that is the Continental Champion, Kazuchika Okada, heading towards his unification match with Kenny Omega. Number 4 is Okada. Number 3, he is still undefeated in AEW, and he won the 4 million pesos match, the match of the week at Grand Slam Mexico, and that is Hologram. Number 3. Number 2, he won the Owen Hart Cup and is getting the world title shot at All In, and that's Hangman Adam Page, and he's been number 2 for several weeks now. And number 1, he has been there for months, and that is Jon Moxley himself, the AEW World Champion, the leader of the Death Riders. So number 1, Jon Moxley. Number 2, Hangman Adam Page. Number 3, Hologram. Number 4, Kazuchika Okada. Number 5, Mystico. And those are your AEW top 5s for this week. And that is going to be the show for us for this week.
What do you have coming up this week, Asa?
Wait, I'm going to tell you. And Johnny, real quick, says,
Oh, yeah, I put that up while you were doing that.
yeah, says Shayna, Dakota, and Elena Black should appear in the gauntlet match.
I am all for Shayna. I only have seen Dakota wrestle once, and I don't know who the other person is.
Elena Black might be an NXT person.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
But
sure.
I'm all for Shayna.
That I know I've heard the name Elena Black this week, so maybe she's an NXT person. I've
Okay.
never been up on NXT too much. We don't watch WWE,
Yeah.
but I do know Shayna Baszler. I like her, and Dakota Kai. She's all right. She's good. I think they could use her.
I think they could use her in TNA.
And they could use her in Ring of Honor or AEW
Yeah.
for sure. So here's what we got coming up. Well,
I'm sorry, Switch. There's no fashion report this week. There will be one next week. It's going to be a twofer.
yeah, no fashion.
It's not going to be.
report
It's
this
not going to
week,
be a
I'm sorry.
weekly thing, but probably like an every other week thing.
Yeah, no fashion report, y'all. I'm sorry. Yeah, if you missed it, we usually do K Fabulous's fashion do's and don'ts. Wrestling fashion do's and don'ts.
Wrestling. That's important.
Yeah. Everything we do is about wrestling.
Yeah.
But not this week. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
But so what do we have coming up? At 7:55, K Fabulous, Wolf, Switch, and I, the whole No Bones family, are doing AEW Dynamite watch along, and that will be on a different stream than this. So just go to the same place you're watching this, and you will see us either on YouTube. It's youtube.com/@NoBonesAboutWrestling/streams. Click live, or it's on X at No Bones Wrestling. That's at No Bones RASSLIN.
And if you're watching on YouTube, you can just subscribe and turn on your notifications, because then it'll just pop up and you can click it and not have to try and search for anything.
Exactly. And yeah, you should like this. Click like on this, please. That makes a big difference for us. I know it may seem like who cares if you click like or not. It makes a big difference. We care. Please click like. Makes a big difference
And share it.
in how we get rated and this and that and et cetera, et cetera. And
All those algorithms.
yeah, we want to go up the rankings so more people will watch and listen, and
talk to us.
maybe we could make a penny one day from this. So that would be nice.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah, that is crazy talk.
We do it for the fun.
No, we do it for the fun, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to turn down money.
Yeah.
If we could make money, I would do it for money, but
Yeah.
I'm still doing it for free. So, but here's what we have coming up later this week. Thursday, tomorrow, 6:50. That's 650. We're watching WWF King of the Ring 1994. Great show. King of the Ring tournament has 1-2-3 Kid, Mabel, IRS, I believe, Razor Ramon, I think Jeff Jarrett, Owen Hart's in there. Two others I'm not mentioning. I think Tatanka might be in it. Maybe Lex Luger. Some of those I'm not so sure about. Some I am. It's a great tournament, no matter who's in it. We also have world champion Bret Hart defending against Diesel. Very good match. Surprisingly good.
Do you want me to put up the things?
What thing?
The brackets?
No, not what?
For the tournament.
No, not yet.
No,
That's
for
King of the Ring.
I gotcha.
So Thursday, tomorrow, 6:50, King of the Ring. We're not doing Collision on Saturday because it's not on Saturday this week. It's tomorrow night, Thursday. So we're doing our retro watch along. So hopefully you'll join us instead of watching Collision tomorrow night. Tape it, whatever, record it.
Tape it with your VCR.
Shut up.
And your VHS tape.
Record it.
Did you put a little piece of tape over the
Hey,
little
we got our
tab so you
VCR
can
hooked up.
record
We're
it?
not the only ones who still have a VCR hooked up.
I'm sure it's a great plenty.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's 6:50, 650 tomorrow. We will be next on Monday, 8 o'clock. Switch and I, okay, Fabulous is going to be on it this week. We do a show called Monday Night Russo, where each week we do a watch along for a Monday Nitro during Vince Russo's booking era, 1999 and 2000 WCW. So this week we will be watching November 1st, 1999, Monday Nitro. I actually talked to Vince Russo today on X. Yes, I did.
That's cool.
Because somebody put something, there's some story, this is beside the point, but someone put a story that said Russo booked Scott Steiner to beat Goldberg one time in a match. And then Goldberg didn't like the result. And Russo says, why? And Goldberg says, well, because he couldn't beat me in a real fight. And Russo dared him to go and say that to Scott Steiner's face. Um, and long story short, Goldberg lost the match. Scott Steiner won the match. So I think Goldberg did not say that to his face. And I love Goldberg, but I think Scott Steiner, who was, totally roided up back then, would have maybe murdered Goldberg in a real fight.
Do you want me to show the matches for Monday?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm telling this story.
Oh, I thought the Toy Story was over. I'm sorry.
No. So that someone was telling that story. So on X, I just say, I wonder if this is true. Interesting. And then Vince Russo comes back and he talks to me and he says, no, it's made up. Don't you know everything? Don't you know everything I say is? And I was like, whoa, calm down. I said, I didn't mean that you were lying. I said, I just meant I didn't know if you said that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if you actually said that. I wasn't calling you into question. I didn't know if you actually said that. That's what I meant. I didn't know if the story was true. Like, could the person telling the story be trusted?
Yeah.
I don't know. This motherfucker telling the story.
To that?
He did not respond to that because my reply was not only I wasn't calling you a liar. I was saying maybe this person telling the story I wasn't honest. I don't know them. The second half was then asking if he would appear on Monday Night Russo with us, and he has ignored me up to this point. And this is earlier today. So we'll see. I'm gonna bug him again. I'm gonna ask him one more time. But yes, Switch says sweet. We get K Monday. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we
There
do.
to operate the brackets.
So right, and show the brackets. The brackets she's talking about on the Monday Nitros we're watching right now. And again, we're in 1999, November 1st, 99 on Monday. They're having a WCW World Title Tournament. So if Kay will share with us.
Sorry, that was last.
Group 1 we need.
Oh, Group 1? Those are the ones you already saw.
Yeah, Group 1 we need. So as you'll see there, it's a 32-man tournament. We had Bret Hart beat Goldberg and to win the U.S. title. He beat Goldberg. We had Saturn beat Eddie Guerrero. Norman Smiley beat Bam Bam Bigelow. Kidman beat Conan on this past Monday, which was October 25th, 99. We had Lex Luger beat Rick Steiner. DDP David Flair, we're not sure what happened in that match. Maybe a no contest, maybe DDP by disqualification. They didn't say. David Flair just showed up and started hitting DDP with a crowbar, and they took DDP away on a gurney. So I'm not sure who won that. Ming versus Medusa. Ming won, surprise, and Sting beat Brian Knobbs. So here are the matches. I think these are coming up on Monday. This Monday, if you join us for Monday Night Russo, Monday at 8. Chris Benoit versus Dean Malenko. Evan Courageous faces a mystery opponent. Scott Hall versus Sid should be an interesting match. And the Cat versus Lash LaRue. And also we'll see that's Buff Bagwell, not to be confused with all the other Buffs. Buff Bagwell versus Stevie Ray. Vampiro versus Berlin. Disco Inferno versus Kurt Hennig, better known as Mr. Perfect. And Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett, which will be a great match, I'm sure. But yeah, we're going through this 32-man tournament for the world title. It all is going to come together at WCW Mayhem, which was their November 99 pay-per-view. And that'll be the next pay-per-view up for us. But that's still a couple weeks away. But yeah, join us Monday Night Russo if you want to get caught up. They're on YouTube. Just look for us and look for WCW Monday Nitro watch alongs. And we've done 2 so far, October 18th and October 25th, 99. And back when, a year or 2 ago, we did Halloween Havoc 99, which is also part of this. That would have been October 24th, 99. So we got 3 Russo shows so far for you.
Mhm.
And Monday, 8 o'clock, Monday Night Russo, November 1st, 1999. So yeah, join us for all that stuff. It's going to be a blast. And Switch and I also do a WCW top 10. We act like this is really happening right now, and we rank the top 10 wrestlers every week. So yeah, it'll be a good time, especially if you love WCW like we do. But that's it for us tonight. Everybody, let's see. Steven, reminder, Collision, right. Collision tomorrow night on,
Ooh, we can watch the NASCAR race on Saturday.
there you go. That's cool.
Also, yesterday was the anniversary of Benoit's death.
Oh, yikes. Well, we'll be watching him wrestle on Monday.
Yep.
So we saw him this past Monday, beat Dean Malenko in a last man standing match. It was actually the match of the night. We both voted it match of the night. Yeah, Benoit, not to get into everything, but I will say one of the greats, one of the best ever. Anyways, that's it for us for right now, folks. We will see you at 7:55 for AEW Dynamite. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Use your turn signals, even if you're just changing lanes.
Especially if you're changing lanes.
Especially if you're changing lanes. Use your turn signals. I love you. Bye.